Hi, I'm just trying to see if I have full connection here. It looks as if I do. And every week I'm trying to work on I'm trying to find the best platform to use for or the best software company to use for my lives. Hi, Brenda. Just trying to see if I'm actually on screen. Can you tell me if you're actually seeing a picture? Because right now I'm not seeing anything on my screen.
Hi Aries, and welcome.
That's my other videos. Okay.
Videos.
Woo. I am here. Oh, perfect, Brenda. Okay, thank you. One screen is saying I'm not here, and the other screen is saying I'm here. So this screen is not letting me see all of my comments. So we're kind of gonna go with the flow of this. I'm going to leave.
Oh, perfect, Brenda.
So I'm going. I can hear myself. So I'm just going to leave my phone open so I can see the comments there, and I'll follow the video on the other page that I have open. So kind of going with the flow. This is the second live that I've done on YouTube. Facebook is a whole lot easier. This YouTube studio setup is not it's not working the best for me. But right now, Brenda, I'm not sure if you're in the fire sign category, if this is yours, like if you're into zodiac signs, but if you're cross watching, or if you're here, there may just be a message in here for you as well that links to you. So welcome, and I think I'm going to start with my dear friend Kate Gongas, who created these cards, and they're still in the process of creation. They're not fully out yet, but I want to start with these, and the reason why what I was drawn to was the yellow, which is power center, that was coming up for me, and this was a real sense of really taking back for power signs this coming year 2020. A lot of fire sign people have had a lot of struggles throughout 2019. I'm going to say even 2018. It feels like had to make a lot of decisions to be done with a lot of things in life, and when we're done and what's it going to cost us to move forward, it's cost a lot, and there's that sense that we've been going through a lot of transition, a lot of changes, a lot of ups and downs, and we've kind of been in a rocky flow for fire signs through 2019. It's just when you think you're up and you're just coasting along, you're doing well, it's like woof, down we go again. And 2020 is about that. This very beginning of January, I'm like this little piece. It's like we're going to include this as almost like the end of 2019 is what I get. And until after this full moon on the 10th, which is a wolf moon, it's in the energy of Cancer. I am not an astrologer. I mostly learned most of my astrology stuff from following some amazing astrologists. I'm just learning this part of the business myself, and but what I do get is the channeled messages, and the channeled messages that I'm getting is that this moon is emotional, but it's a wolf moon. It's like that lone wolf. Some of this journey you're going to have to walk alone. So for fire signs, you're going to find yourself having to create some very strong boundaries and letting go of some people that have either been in your life or rising back up and trying to come back into your life and just saying no. And sometimes some of the biggest boundaries you're going to have to create in 2020 is with family. Not everybody is for you, and that's kind of a truth that we live in. And please remember that all of this is free will. It is just a channel message that is general. It is not a personal reading. It is not to be taken personal. It is to be, if it resonates with you and it makes sense for you, yay. What I have is Grace and Empowerment is the cards that came out of Kate's deck for me, and Balance, and all are really in that whole sense of the yellow, and it really is about tying things together now. And with the Grace, I'm getting that moment of divine intimacy when you start to make that decision this year to have a true, honest, real relationship with yourself. You're done pleasing. Fire signs are very strong, but we very much are pleasers. We do everything we can to make other people happy. We want everyone to be happy. We want everybody to be in our joy and happiness. And I have a little bit of a distinction between an Aries and a Leo happening here in the fire signs. So you may be in some relationships with an Aries and a Leo, or and right in between I have that Sagittarius. And I'm like, Sagittarius has been walking their own journey this year. There's a lot of things that's been very much, they will be walking very much of a lot of the things that I'm resonating with are like Aries and Leo really in line together. Sagittarius has a little bit of a different journey happening. This is business sense, a lot of business and healthy relationships for these two fire signs that I'm picking up. And for Sagittarius, I'm really picking up the essence that there's a change in direction for a lot of the Sagittarius. And I'm like, this seems very different. And this is just kind of coming in through now. I'm seeing like a kaleidoscope look at life for Sagittarius. You're right in the middle. It's like, and I feel like for Sagittarius for 2020, it's like you've always been in the middle of some disputes. It's like, so if it's that wife and mother-in-law dispute, or husband and mother-in-law, or father-in-law, whatever, and you've kind of always been in the middle of these relationships, I feel as if with this kaleidoscope's like, and this could be wanting to make a business choice or a career choice for Sagittarius, that you've always put the family's decisions or views first, and now this year and this could be the other two signs as well, but I'm really picking up a Sagittarius right now, is that you've been in this kaleidoscope and you've been looking at things at such a narrow view because you've been looking at it to what makes everyone else happy. And this year you're saying, no, I have to make myself happy, so I have to expand my view. So there's a whole expanded view and a decision being made for Sagittarius in 2020 where it is more about you than about the people that you're still trying to please or still trying to prove yourself to. And you're getting out of the line of fire between a dispute between in-laws or family and the person you're with, or like two sides. I just feel like you've been in the middle of something for a long time, and this could even be at work, and you're just saying, I'm not staying doing this. I don't want to be a part of this, and I'm going to start moving forward because everything that I've been living is stifling me in some way. It doesn't mean you're walking away from everything. Some may, but it just feels like you're making that decision to say, you know what? I need to do this for me. And so there's a big awakening and a big kind of start of a fire inside of the fire signs. It's like you're finally recognizing that that light of yours is yours and yours only. And just like my More Than Existing program does, it helps us really move past the shadows. This is moving past the shadow self and recognizing the essence of your true self. And this is an empowerment year for fire signs, really owning all of who you want to show up as, not all of who you were previously, because you can't go back and be who you used to be. And so this is the empowerment card that I'm picking up, and I have a really strong sense of kind of as if I want to say there's some grandmother energy here. So I have some real strong grandmother, and I'm picking up Saint Anne energy of that energy of when you become that grandmother energy, you've already lived it all. You know, you're kind of really soft. Grandmothers become kind of really super soft and different with their grandchildren than they were with their children, but they don't take no bullshit in their own lives. It's like they very much know who they are, and not all, but most, you know, they just kind of say, I'm done doing this, and this is what it feels like for me, is that you have these ancestral grandmother energies, and this is you're being grandmother, grandfathered in to a fated life that you were here to live, and you're not going to take the bullshit from everybody else, and you're going to stop bullying and beating yourself up this year, and stop owning and taking like blaming yourself for everything that has gone wrong in somebody else's life. It's like they have to take ownership of their own life, and this is very strong for all fire signs. But it's really coming up in the kind of the February, March. It's like you're starting to awaken. You may wake up one morning and just all of a sudden feel like opening the doors and like throwing out all the old stuff that you had, that you've just been keeping in boxes in your basement, and just saying, you know what, done with all the old. And it's a really good time to kind of go through pictures and old books and this kind of stuff, and declutter. Get this out of your house. It's like if you don't know who's in your pictures, it's the same thing in your life. You don't know those people anymore. So it's that whole, whatever is in the old stories of your life, whatever's been playing that continual role, and you've been just keeping it and dragging it from house to house, town to town. It's like as if you've been kind of dragging the past with you. Well, now, fire signs, you are not dragging the past with you. You are really living in the presence of the here and now. And by March, April, May, boom, you're like really, truly walking this. You're walking everything that you've been saying that you wanted to do, or those times when you say, if you guys don't change, if things don't change here, I'm moving on, I'm doing my own thing. Well, that's exactly what's happening. Or if you've been hanging on to a town too long, or that life, because you have to create your inner peace this year. This is truly about you finding the essence of your inner peace, living in harmony with the relationship that you have with yourself. And that's owning our shadows and loving our shadows as well. It's not just about having to let the shadow go, and I don't ever want to see that again. Well, every part of, and I teach this in the second part of More Than Existing, which is the mirror reflection, is that when you look in the mirror, when you really truly are ready to face yourself and you're ready to live your life, is the essence that you build up a life where you stop beating yourself up for the past and look at the great things that your past did do for you. And this is the opportunity of, you know what? Even in my shadow, even in my worst, even in my lowest, whatever it was, I still did some great things. So it's a good time right now, as the full moon is arising, to really look at your the great things that you did accomplish, the things that you did do, because we spend so much time releasing, surrendering, letting it go. But what did you accomplish so far in life that was really good? And most of us have done some things that are really great. And if we focus only on the bad, and this is about letting go of focusing so much on, because fire signs are hard on themselves. We strive for that perfection. We strive to do the best that we can do, and to show the best, and to be the best. And it's just a natural instinct of ours, but it's mostly to prove to ourselves. But we've been kind of conditioned in a society where we have to prove ourselves to somebody else. And this is not, this year is not for somebody else. It is all about for you, but building beautiful, healthy relationships that everyone else get to benefit. So this is, hi, whoever's joining in. Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing the comments because I cannot see on my YouTube screen. I have to stay on the software screen. So, but I'm here and I'm following. So, hey to everyone who does join in. I'm also picking up the sense of a big change in your outer world, a big change happening in the outer world for a lot of Sagittarius, and it's more forward. So I'm seeing it and remember, I'm working as a channeled. I work as a clairvoyant. I'm seeing this projected way into coming into like that September, October, when you're finally moving forward, and a lot of like a change in scenery. And this could be it. So this feels like a lot of changes for fire signs in changing location, changing homes, moving into your dream home, or moving to that dream life that you have been waiting for. It's what it feels like. It's like I want to say you've been 10 years. You've been 10 years building this up and not even known that you've actually been building this up. And because you've been 10 years building it up, you're really paying paying close attention to the details now. So it's like details matter this year. Don't kind of don't let go of the small details, but don't sweat the small stuff, because the details are important. What do you want your life to look like? It matters. It does matter. And it's like when we say, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll just take this, or I'll just nope, there's no more. Or when you go somewhere and you're ready to purchase something and it just says, and they don't have that exact color, and you say, never mind, I'll just take that color. No, be patient. And fire signs sometimes struggle with patience. So this is about very much being, or especially Aries struggles with patience. So this is about being very patient and waiting for the right one to come in. It's like it might take another month, it might take another 2 months, but divine timing is crucial in 2020 for all fire signs. And especially Aries, for some reason, especially Aries. So details. Good morning to everyone joining in. Sorry, I have to look down at my phone to see the comments. Still trying to get this software shit working. I'm just starting out on my YouTube Live. If you're new to my YouTube Live and you're just following me, know that I'm just starting out. I've been doing Facebook Lives for several years, and I'm now expanding it out into the YouTube world. So welcome and thank you. And also, as I'm coming up into 2020, I feel, as we're in 2020 for fire signs, finally there is some peace. There has been a lot, like I said, in the beginning of this live, I was talking about there's been a lot of like up and down. You've been riding the wave. There's been like a lot of financial issues for several. You've hit like a lot of fire signs hit a rock bottom. Really hit that rock bottom. You were on your knees. You were down. You were out. Everything was kind of at that point where you're just like, where do I get the strength? And this is the card that comes up, is the strength, and this is 44, and this is from Call It Baron Reads. Oh goodness, I'm having a total mind moment. Oh, the Enchanted Map. I do this all the time with this deck of cards. The Enchanted Map, and I love this deck. But this is a 44, and it's number of the angels, is that you've been, even the struggles that you've been going through is still part of the fated destiny of living in the light, of that God consciousness, of living in your true essence of who you are. And so it has taken a lot of courage and strength to go through the things that you have had to endure in 2018 and 2019, and it's been recognized, and I feel as if that the loved ones from the other sides have been holding you up, and that even those moments become the moments that we're able to use in our destiny, or when we stand up on that soapbox and we kind of preach the greatness of what it takes to get to that place, to get to that shining moment in our lives, is that you now have these stories to tell, because they become like that jet fuel behind us that are projecting you forward, but you're now in the driver's seat of your life. And both decks of cards, my friend Kate's cards and this deck, I'm getting balancing act. This is all about a balancing year. So don't be getting so excited because things are going well now and you're just kind of getting moving, that you get all the way up here And because we tend to do this, is that we tend to get all the way here and then we drop all the way down here. This is about finding a happy medium in life, somewhere where you can live totally content and peaceful and be able to maintain. It's about maintenance once you get it. So by the end of the year, we're really working on the maintenance. This is the beginning of the year where you're finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Our rock bottom moments is like you're on your way back up, and I'm flipping it back over. It's that you're on your way back up. You've already hit that. You've already surrendered. You've done all these things. And this first couple weeks of January are still like, fuck, I thought I was done with this. I thought this shit was over, but it wasn't fully over. The full moon is like that howling at the moon to just kind of say, I'm screaming out my truest voice. I am not taking no more crap. I am not going to bully myself. I'm not going to beat myself up no more for where I was financially, or where I was in relationships, or where I just was in my emotional self. This is a coming to life, an awakening time. You are in that lotus flower moment. There is a beautiful peace, serenity, and a harmony to be learnt in the middle of the month, the middle of the year, because you're going to have some patience with allowing the process of what has been fated for your destiny life of 2020 to take place, to really show itself. I'm looking down at my phone to read the comments. Beth, funny, I was thinking about you yesterday. I was in Slave Lake, Alberta yesterday working. So good morning, and good morning, Jess, and Navine? Is it Navine? Sorry, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. And so I also have I have the 11s and I have the 44s, and I have like those really beautiful power numbers of knowing that you've been kept safe to get through the journey. Now you're about to walk in the light of the journey, and there is an essence of a beautiful presence coming forward here for me. This is about empowerment. This year is about taking back your power, about not allowing what everyone else has kind of pushed onto you to no longer be traveling with you into your future. And I just see you, the way I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of the energy of people moving forward, and every word, every comment, every piece of, of somebody trying to shame you or judge you, just falling away as you're just going on your destined path. Like you're on a mission this year for the fire signs, and you cannot lose out on this year. And of course, it is free will. You have a choice. We always have choices, and we have free will. And it's, what do you want to invest? How much are you willing to invest into your future? How much are you willing to invest into you? How many no's will you say? How many no's are you willing to say and not not second guess it and go, oh, well, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, or I don't want to, I don't want to disappoint anybody. Well, this year you're going to have to disappoint a few people to please yourself, because this is an opportunity that if you miss it, you're going to have to wait another 2 years. That's what I get, is you're going to have to wait another 2 years. You're going to have to wait till 2022 before this opportunity comes again. And it will come around again. It's just you got some more lessons to learn if you keep saying yeses to please people and not saying yeses to yourself. And I do see a lot of kind of really strong relationships forming this year. But with those new relationships, there's a lot of shit that has to go. So it's like the old past. And I said this very much in the beginning. This is Sonia Croquette's. The answer is simple, and it really is. We make life very complicated sometimes when we overthink. We get caught up in the... And I was saying this, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff this year. And we are coming into the year of the rat in the Chinese astrology. And I think it's it just feels as if it's a very kind of strategic year. So you got to be strategically placing the details in order. So pay attention to the details of your life, which means pay attention to your money. Pay attention to where you're investing your money. Pay attention to where you're investing your energy. Pay attention to everything, right down to the clothing you wear. You may change the style of your life, or the way you live your life. And it's like, but details do matter, but don't sweat the small stuff about what somebody else is going to think, because it really doesn't matter this year. What matters is what's really aligning to you and to the happy life that you want to live, because you are calling home the essence of your soul, of your spirit. You're really living inward this year. It's really about that whole, you've heard this inner voice screaming out to you for so long, and you've seen yourself as your shining light. It's almost, you go back to that childhood dream, and you're living the childhood dream in an adult form this year. If you fully believe in yourself and you make yourself that priority. Oh, Beth, a little update on my little guy. He's doing a lot better. No more breathing tubes, no IVs. He's taking all medications and milk by mouth. We might be discharged from the hospital tomorrow. Yay, Beth! Oh, I'm so happy for you. So happy for you. Told you, he's a little fighter. He's a tough little guy, and he's going to do great things in this world. He's going to be, you and your little man have a lot of beautiful memories to create and a beautiful life to live. And you have to make sure you're as strong and powerful as he is. Sorry, lost my cards on the floor. So now I'm moving into the Adoring Virtue Mother Mary deck. For those who've been following me for a long time know that I channel the messages of Mother Mary. I'm very much work in the holies, in the essence of the Holy Spirit, as much as I work in the essence of the divine, of the Ascendant Masters. It's, and of course, the channel who channels through me. Then we stay at the Ronald McDonald House till Monday. That's our next appointment. The appointment determines if we go back to Slave Lake. Oh, yay, Beth. I am just like sending you so many prayers that, you finally get to go all the way home. I feel like you will be going all the way home very, very soon, for sure. So I'm changing direction a little bit here into the fire signs for 2020. And as I just said, faith. Have faith in yourself, not just in, we can't just say the prayers and not take any action steps. This is the time, especially by the middle of January, start taking those action steps. One little step in the right direction, one foot in front of the other, starts to make a difference. If you're going to sit around and you're going to wait for everything to come towards you, it is not going to happen. You have to be making the moves. And a big card that comes out for me is sobriety. And I feel like for the sobriety card that's coming with me is that get clear and focused, and kind of all old addictions, and I mean addictions to everything. Like we can, like our OCD, our habits, when we become addicted to hanging on to an old life, when we become addicted to hanging on to an old relationship or an old story, and then all of a sudden, right now, you're finding people's like bringing up these old stories and old past, and we're like, why are you bringing this in now? It's like, doesn't matter. But it also means that you have to be clear. So that clutter in your head has to go, and a clear mind needs to be leading the way into 2020. Stay focused on your destined outcome without being crippled by wanting to see it, because you're not going to be able to fully see it. There's a lot of walking in the unknown with a lot of faith. And that means faith in you, that you are well deserving of this life that's being put forth for you. Peace. Meditation, quietness, stillness is so important, so that you don't stumble over yourself and become kind of a little bit, I'm going to say a little bit high on yourself when things are going well, that you start to forget the details. And details keeps going back to the details for fire signs. So it's definitely a balancing act. You have a lot of strength it's like you really have to strengthen your physical core as well, fire signs. Your physical strength, your physical body is very, very important this year. And this is about taking care of your health, working on those excess pounds but without beating yourself up over it. Do not beat yourself up over the excess, because this is about not bullying yourself this year, remember? It's about just saying, you know what, okay, I've let things go for way too long, and I'm going to start one little step at a time, paying attention to everything that goes in, being positive and in the light, and paying attention to strengthening the core of you. And as I'm through this Mother Mary card, I feel like there's a lot of energy for the fire signs of, there's a lot of mommy issues here and a lot of mommy issue stuff coming up. And it's also in the essence of a lot of mother energy. So this is the year that, there's that dream of being a mom for a lot of women really coming to life. But really, truly remember, in becoming a mother does not mean we lose ourselves. And we do not, sell ourselves short and become like the servant to mother everybody else, and to not mother our own souls, our own needs. You need to really pay attention to, if that's what your mother was like, then you're going to kind of start breaking the cycle of that. If you're trying to be better than the mother that you had, is start looking at her in her story, in the life that she lived, and acknowledge she only did the best that she could with what she had, and start really loving her up, because you don't want to be dragging negative energy into this future. I do have some pregnancy. I do have that kind of rebirth, pregnancy, becoming a new mother, becoming the truest best of yourself. So 2020 for all fire signs is really about the awakening, and it's awakening on the level you're at. It's not that it's your first time awakening. You've been awakened. It's like you're becoming aware that this with this kind of awakening or rebirth is that, oh, I've already done a lot of good things. I've already accomplished a lot of things. I've already been living the human essence of me. And now I'm going to really, really live the human. I'm going to really recognize that we're here to have the best human experience that we possibly can. So I'm here to embrace living. So you're really going to live this year, really enjoy it. And there's a lot of, like I said, business sense. This is really projecting, moving forward, jumping on board, getting going with those businesses, even if it's just to start getting your websites out or start creating a business plan. But make sure you create you want everything to be blueprinted. You want a business plan. You want some clear, there's one thing to have faith, but blind faith in the wrong people and the wrong situations, it's going to cost you. So be very careful to not have blind faith in the wrong people, the wrong situations, or to be thinking that we can just fly by the seat of our pants, because we can't. We do need to take care of the details, and we do need to make sure that we take care of the investments that we're making into businesses. If not, there's going to be something that's going to crumble back down, and like I said, you're going to have to wait another full year. You're going to have to be another full year of learning before this will fully evolve and develop again. Same with relationships. There's, it's like there's the essence of, I see, here's planning a wedding, but are you planning a wedding for everyone else, or are you planning a wedding for you? Make sure everything that you're doing is that you're trusting your own intuition. If that feels wrong, if you're second guessing yourself, then there's something there that's not resonating with you. Be totally in alignment with your own thoughts, with making your own decisions, and not peaking and then dropping down, not getting so ahead of yourself that you don't have the energy to maintain. So you got to get healthy before everything takes place. So that physical health, that mental health, all of this is being clear and cleansed in the beginning of the year, so that when we come into the spring, the end of spring, summer, all the way through, it's like watch you just sail and coast through. And there's so much love and beautiful energy being surrounded by the fire signs. But I just see your fires shining bright. Like this is your year where you fully get to take back. And I'm just going to validate this with one last card. before I go. And I will be coming in to do lives either today or tomorrow for all the rest of the signs. I have a few forecast readings to get out. And remember, if you want your own personal forecast reading, you can actually go to my Facebook page, Corrie Thorne, the Spiritual Healer, and there is an offer on there to purchase your own. It does take 2 weeks to get them back to you, but you'll receive your video and a little write-up with the picture of your cards about the forecast reading that I'm doing personally for you. You can also book a personal one-on-one reading with me on my website. I do video or over the phone, and it's CorrieThorne.com. And please always remember, free will and trusting your own intuition, your own instincts. You have this beacon system built within you for a reason. It is time to start paying attention to it. And the card of validation comes out just as I talk about listening, and it is listening. And just as the elephants and all the other animals instinctively know what to do and which direction to go, so do you. And understanding the difference between fear and fear. Fear of being afraid of a bear chasing you down, and fear, F-E-A-R, capital, false evidence appearing real, is that the illusion of what holds us back is sometimes the conditioned stories of the past that we continue to live in, that you don't realize have become a habit, and we're breaking and letting those go so that you can move forward in 2020 in the most beautiful ways. And strength, you're being told to have, to really get strong in your physical core, your body, your essence, but also in all areas stay focused and clear, and that the strength that's coming, the strength that we have inside of us, if we truly start to have faith in ourselves and faith in, the God consciousness, and knowing that we have so many beautiful things surrounding us and protecting us and keeping us safe, that our world is a world for us to own, conquer, and to live in the most beautiful ways, and it's unlimited. And so get into flow of abundance, trust what is taking place, and stop bullying yourself, and stop beating yourself up, and stop living in pleasing everybody else this year, and let your light shine. Much love to you all. Have a wonderful 2020. You will be seeing a whole lot more of me in YouTube. So welcome to my YouTube page, and I look forward to seeing a whole lot of you throughout 2020. Much, much love. Bye-bye.